we have started posology and homeopathic posology. All the things, most of the things we have covered in it. Definition, difference, then the selection of potency, various factors we have discussed. When to give the higher potency, when to give the lower potency, that also we have discussed. And this selection part of potency is very much important in your practice, in your OPD, because the simillimum selection of the simillimum medicine is comparatively easy, and so many weapons are available, so many tools sorry are available with us, just as a repertory. The manual repertory can use, or you can use the software. The different types of software are nowadays available. The complete repertory, radar, and so many softwares are available for the selection of the simillimum medicine. In that software, you only have to write down the symptom. It will directly convert it into the rubric, and in front of that, the many medicines will come automatically. So now it is very less work. The hard work nowadays decreases because of using software, because of this new technology. So selection of the simillimum medicine nowadays not a big task. Previously it was a big task because we have to refer different repertories. For example, if that person is having the more number of mental symptoms, then we have to select cane repertory. If they are having the more number of concomitants, or the complete symptom is there, then we have to select Boni Hussein's repertory. If that case is having the pathological generals, then we can select the Robin Murphy's repertory. So in this way, according to the case, according to the disease, we are selecting repertory. But nowadays, what happened, because of the advancement of the technology, the software is available, and the software contains all the repertories. If you want to find out the medicine for XYZ symptom, suppose anxiety is there, anxiety of impending disease, यानी जो disease का डर लगता है, nowadays that is happening, the disease, anxiety of the corona, so that we can take it as an anxiety of impending disease. So for that, if you want to refer Kane's repertory, then just you have to move your cursor for the Kane repertory of your laptop or the desktop, and write down your symptom. It will directly convert into the rubric, and the medicines will come to you. If you are having any concomitant, then at the same time, you move your cursor for the Boni Hussein repertory, write down the concomitant, and you will get the remedies. And the columns will be there, just like an Excel sheet. The symptoms, rubric, repertory prefer, and medicines, and their marking. So all the things are nowadays ready-made. So selection of the medicine, or the selection or the similar medicine selection is not a big task nowadays. The task is the selection of potency. एक second. Selection of potency must be done only on the basis of susceptibility, and for that, again, our observation and our experience plays an important role. The factors we have seen, different factors we have seen: age, sex, um, after that, habit and environment, constitution, again we have seen, temperament we have seen, nature of work we have seen, then this nature and the depth of the disease. So one thing is clear, that if that person is having pathological changes, lot of pathological changes, then we have to restrict ourselves for the lower potency. We should not prescribe the higher potency. because पहले से ही tissue degeneration है, that person is suffering, the vital force is also damaged, the life energy is disturbed, and if you are adding the much more similar and much more stronger disease, then this will affect the body. So we have to restrict ourselves for the lower potency. When we have seen the acute diseases and the chronic diseases with the gross pathological changes and without gross organic changes. Then the seat of the disease, again we have seen, if the internal organs are involved, then we have to give the medium or the lower potency. In that case, we can also use mother tinctures. Then according to the stage of the disease, if the stage of the disease is very primary, then we can give the higher potency, and if it is a secondary manifestation, then we have to give lower potency. Now the nature of the medicine, we have seen the Nuzod always should be prescribed on the higher potency, and then the certain medicines are there which affect differently if you are giving in the lower or the higher potency. Then we have seen the different kinds of doses, but among these doses, we are using infinitesimal small dose, because every dose has disadvantages, or they are having the more disadvantages as compared to the advantages, and hence better way, instead of giving the maximum dose, which causes unnecessary aggravation in the secondary manifestation, lethal dose or the minimum lethal dose, they are very much dangerous to the patient. We can give the booster dose, a fractional dose also we are giving, but we are not giving the physiological dose, as it is not beneficial, as it is a toxic to the patient. Yes, we are giving infinitesimal small dose, because if the benefit of this infinitesimal dose is that if your medicine may be not perfectly similar, then this will not damage the vital force, or this will not damage the internal organs or tissues much more as compared to the maximum dose or the physiological dose. The vital force will overpower that remaining symptoms, and the patient will get the recovery, and after that the selection of the proper medicine, because of the infinitesimal dose, the patient will cure. Single dose we are giving, then daily dose and total dose. This is nothing but the total of the doses that we have prescribed to the patient. Then we have seen the importance of the minimum dose. The minimum dose यानी इतना ही dose देना है so that it can overpower on the disease. It should be always in a small quantity to excite that vital force. हमारे अंदर जो energy है, जो vital force है, which is keeping all the organs in a harmony, which circulating the blood, which supplies the oxygen, which is giving the nutrient. So वो energy disturb हो गई है, so उसको ही excite करना है, so that the WBC will get increased and our natural disease will be overpowered. So इतनी ही अपने को quantity देनी है, ना कि वो toxic हो जाए patient को, and hence it is a beneficial for patient, it is more curative, and it is a non-toxic, and that's why we are preferring a minimum dose to the patient. When we have seen the different disadvantages, why we are not giving the large dose. If you are doing something, then again the question is that why you are not doing this. So the answer is this large dose is the having the injurious effect. It may affects the internal organs, it may affect the tissues very badly, and that's why the too strong dose of the medicine, though it is the homeopathy, but it is having the injurious effect. Its qualities as well as the homeopathic similarity will produce unnecessarily strong impression upon vital force, and this may affect the sensitive part of the organism, which are already affected by the natural disease. For this reason, even though your medicine is homeopathic, which is suited to the disease, but because of these large dose, they may affect or they may be harm the process of that cure. it does not have any relation कि homeopathic medicine है तो large dose तो भी चलेगा. No, this is not the relation. That medicine may be act just like the allopathy and they may causes the injury. This may leads to the different complication because the homeopathic aggravation we are giving the similar medicine and the stronger medicine. So the if the stronger medicine will stronger disease will produce, then this will be a injurious, and sometimes this may produces the violent medicinal aggravation or this may produces disease aggravation. So the medicinal aggravation, too large doses of accurately chosen homeopathic medicine, and especially when it is repeated, it bring out the much trouble. They often put the patient in danger, and they will not extinguish the natural disease, but they will produce their own symptoms, and the patient will be a longer sufferer of the original disease. So these are the certain complications that are producing because of using a larger dose, injurious effect, disease aggravation, and the medicinal disease. We have seen the advantages of minimum dose. सब जो disadvantages देखे उसके एकदम opposite कि it helps to repair the vital force. It not form any unwanted aggravation, maybe in the medicinal form or in the disease form. It does not affect the organic changes. It having the curative property, and hence we are using the minimum dose. Then this minimum dose, if it is given on the basis of characteristic symptom, peculiar symptom, then this will cure the patient very easily. The rapid, gentle, and permanent cure we can get. Then the curative property, uh, the full advantage of that medicine or the curative property of the medicine we can get. We say that the small dose stimulate, medium dose paralyze, and the large dose can kill. Then we have seen the repetition of the doses. So potency selection हो गया, dose कैसे देना है वो medicine का वो हो गया. Now the patient is under the repetition of the dose. So repetition is again depend on the three factors. That is the minimum, and the important is the repetition. If the medicine is minimum, the utmost care we have to take for the selection that we have seen. Minimum, why we are giving the minimum dose, that also we have seen. Yeah, but the repetition, because though the medicine is similar, but if the administration is wrong, if the repetition of the medicine is too much unnecessarily, then this will affect. Then we have seen the factors which affect the repetition. Condition and progress of patient. अगर patient को ठीक लग रहा है तो we cannot repeat it. अगर पेशेंट स्टैंड स्टिल कंडीशन में है या पेशेंट को इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं आ रहा है, सीजेस द इम्प्रूवमेंट, देन वी हैव टू रिपीट इट. एंड रिपीटेशन ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं कि इन केस ऑफ इनक्यूरेबल डिसीजेस or in the secondary manifestation only for the palliation, we can repeat our medicine in the lower potency so that the patient will get some relief. So all these we have completed in the repetition of doses. So repetition of doses consists of 3 points. So first one is the condition and the progress of the patient. The second point today we will see, that is the nature of the disease. So the nature of the disease may be the acute or it may be the chronic disease. According to the fifth edition of Organon, in the acute diseases, the medicines may be repeated every after hour, or it can be repeated after some days. In most of the acute cases, again it is divided into the 3 points, that is a mild, moderate and severe, जो मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था कि if it is a mild case, then you can repeat it after 6 hours, 7 hours. If it is in a moderate condition, then you can repeat it after 4 to 5 hours. And if it is a severe, then you can repeat your acute crude medicine after 30 minutes or 20 minutes. So depending upon the severity of the disease or the nature of the disease, you can repeat your medicine. Similarly, in the chronic disease also, if that chronic disease, the medicine may be repeated at the interval of 14 or the 8 or the 7 days. Repetition of higher potency, अगर आपको करना है, so you have to give the single dose of the higher potency, and with that you have to give the placebo and repeat it after the 1 month. क्योंकि जो एक्शन रहता है वो मेडिसिन का, वो जनरली 1 month या 1.5 month तक रहता है. So repetition should be depend on the nature of that medicine. Repetition of lower potency का भी आप कर सकते हो. The frequent repetition of lower potency in the chronic disease, every day भी आप दे सकते हो या alternate day भी आप दे सकते हो. In case of the recent chronic diseases, in chronic diseases where there is a primary manifestations of psoriasis, syphilis and psychosis that I have explained earlier, so in that case, if there is no history of suppression, if there is no history of overdrugging, then you can give the indicated medicine in a large dose and repeated doses, so that that disease will get arrested there only. But this is only the exception कि प्राइमरी स्टेज पे अगर डिसीज है सोरा सिफिलिस या साइकोसिस का, तो ही वी कैन गिव द हायर पोटेंसी. सो सोरा में वी नो द स्किन कंप्लेंट्स आर देयर, ओनली इरप्शंस है, या सिफिलिस में प्राइमरी शैंकर्स वहाँ पे है जो भी पहले से ट्रीट नहीं हुए हैं, एंड साइकोसिस में देयर इज अ कॉन्डानोमेटा अगेन ऑन द प्राइमरी स्टेज. So these are only the localized diseases. There we can give the higher doses several times. But if it is in the secondary phase, again we have to give the lower potency. If you are giving the higher potency in the secondary phase, then this will causes the medicinal aggravation, और जो advantage हमको मिलना चाहिए medicine का वो नहीं मिलेगा. The second thing is that if it is the old chronic disease, recent chronic disease and old chronic disease. So if it is a recent chronic disease, then we know कि primary manifestation है तो higher potency दे सकते हैं. लेकिन अगर ये old chronic disease है, in old chronic diseases, every homeopathic medicine should be choose on the action of the medicine, its duration of the medicine, because the some medicine are having the action more than a month. If the solution is used, then it is necessary to add the next solution of the same medicine if it is still indicated, one or several globules of the higher potency. Thus, higher and higher potencies of medicine may be continued so long as the patient experiences continued improvement without encountering one or more complaint that he never had before in his life. So in the old chronic disease, you have to be more cautious while you are prescribing the medicine. If the new symptoms appear, then another homeopathically related similar medicine we have to choose and administer in the repeated doses. If the homeopathic aggravation is there, then it is a very good sign. This shows that your disease is on the way of recovery. In that case, the dose must be reduced still further and the repetition must be less in order to observe the patient's reaction towards the medicine. The apparent symptoms caused by the excess of the homeopathic medicine will soon disappear and it will be overcome by the vital force. So this is the nature of the disease. It may be the acute or it may be the chronic. So depending upon the severity, we can give the medicine in the acute disease, and depending upon the type, recent chronic disease है या old chronic disease है, on the basis of that we can give the medicine. So this is the second point. Now we will discuss the third point in the repetition of the dose, that is nature of remedy. The repetition of remedy depends on the potency, duration of action, and alternating action. The medicine in the lower potency we can give many a times. The duration of action, the medicine of the higher potency we are not repeating. Deep acting medicines जो रहेगा in the duration of action. Deep acting means which are organic, or it may be the inorganic source, it may be from the mineral source, it may be from the no source. So they are having the longer duration of action, and hence we have to restrict our repetition. If it is a short acting medicine from the vegetable or the animal kingdom, then we can repeat it um, uh, frequently. Then those medicines which are having the alternating actions. The alternating action means we have seen this alternating action in the drug proving also. There are the some medicines which produces two opposite states alternating with each other. So in that case, uh, we have to take in the drug proving the secondary action. If you remember, these alternating opposite states are produced by the medicine uh, in terms of alternating action. So the certain medicines such as aconite, belladonna, russtox, bryonia, or the ignatia, these are the certain medicines which bear this alternating action. If after prescribing belladonna or after prescribing the bryonia, the strict homeopathic principles you have to follow. If no improvement is follows there, then another small dose of medicine you can prescribe. In most of the cases, the improvement is after the second dose of the same medicine. Primary यानी एक डोज अगर आप दोगे तो वहाँ पे नहीं होगा, because all these are the proved acute proved medicines, but they are having the alternating action. यानी पहले वो कुछ नहीं दिखाएगा, फिर दिखाएगा, फिर कुछ नहीं, that is the alternating action. The second dose may even be administered within the few hours after the administration of the first dose in the acute diseases. So belladonna अगर आपको देना है in the acute tonsillitis या pharyngitis में, so you have to repeat it. या फिर ignatia भी अगर आपको देना है या russtox भी आपको देना है, so you have to repeat it after the some hours, 3 hours के बाद, 4 hours के बाद. But in the acute case, there are the certain instructions about this repetition of the medicine given by Dr. Kent. So he said that कि when the improvement स्टैंड स्टिल कंडीशन में जब पेशेंट आएगा कि मुझे कुछ भी फर्क नहीं पड़ा है, so in that case the first medicine should be repeated. Yesterday only I have told you कि there are the 12 observations of the Kent where he described all the types of patients that we can face, what we will face in our OPD, in our clinic. So according to his thousands of patients, he made that um, list of observations. So these are the points, 3 points that we are seeing in the repetition. So first one we have seen the condition and the progress of patient. Second, we have seen the nature of the disease, and third, we have seen the nature of the remedy. So in that, the Dr. Kent has also add one more thing, in that if the patient is standstill condition, then we have to repeat the medicine. Uh, So improvement is ceases or there is a standstill condition, you can repeat your medicine. When the original symptoms return back, that also I have told you yesterday. कि कैसे होता है कि when you are giving the medicine to the patient, तो कभी कभी patient बोलता नहीं है कि मुझे ये disease पहले था. So if that patient comes to you for the respiratory complaint या GIT complaint, so back history में 4-5 साल पहले that patient may have the certain acute disease, and for that he took the allopathic medicine or maybe the Ayurvedic medicine or whatever medicine उसने ली होती है. And when you are giving the medicine, exact similar medicine जब आप choose करते हो, so in that case that patient may have suddenly that older symptoms. एक केस में आपको बताती हूँ यहाँ पे कि the one patient comes to me, and that lady is having the GIT problem, and I am giving her that lady first time मैंने actually that lady is having the problem of indigestion because of the stress, because of the worry, and because of that indigestion and because of the certain allergy, that lady is having the urticaria all over the body. And for that urticaria, and depending upon her mentals, I have prescribed him the acute crude medicine on the very first dose. After some days it is get repeated urticaria 200, I have given her BD for the 4 days or 4 days. But she said that whenever she is having the sweating, the urticaria increases. She is having a much more itching whenever she sweats. The urticaria is from the back of the neck. It starts from back of the neck and it is all over the body, and continuously she has a feeling of itching. Whenever she sweats, she is having the urticaria. So depending upon that pathological symptom, मैंने उसको urticaria urines दिया था in the 200 potency. After 4 to 5 days, she said that कि now I am getting the relief. कि मुझे जो पहले रात में भी आता था या दिन में भी आता था, तो वो depending on that modality, मैंने उस फिर dose get tapering. The patient is now on the way of recovery. So when the patient starts improving, वहाँ पे अपने को hands up कर लेना है. After the 5 days, मैंने उसको placebo शुरू कर दिया. Then after 10, ऐसे ही that placebo is continue for the 10 days, and after the 10 days she said that कि now the only 10 to 20% अभी urticaria रह गया है. We should not talk in percentage, but the urticaria is now start decreasing. अभी itching भी बहुत कम हो गई है, so the symptoms are now tapering. So but suddenly one day she came and she said that now I am having a problem of asthma. The urticaria is now decreasing, but the new problem started, that is she is having the breathlessness. And वो damp weather था, that is बारिश खत्म हो रही थी, and now the winter season will start. So in that phase, कोई भी season जब change होता है तो asthmatic patient को बहुत तकलीफ होती है. Even after the summer season end up होके जब rainy season जब start होता है, in that phase again that asthmatic patient is having the complaint. Then I have asked her, do you have any same problem before 4 to 5 years? So she said, yes, I am having the same complaint 4 to 5 years back, and she was admitted in the hospital, I think 8 years back. And she was admitted in the hospital for the same reason. And she is using, at that time she was using the pump also, but nowadays she is well because of taking the allopathic medicine and some ayurvedic medicines. So she is not having the problem, and that's why she has not mentioned it while taking the history. And I also forget to take that past history of the disease कि हाँ ठीक है, पेशेंट बोल रही है कुछ नहीं है तो कुछ नहीं है. I also forget because I am also human being. So at that time हमको past history का importance पता चलता है कि when the old symptoms reappear. So जैसे ही उसके अर्टिकेरिया कम हो गए, the asthma starts to reappear. So this is the old symptoms reappear again. कि वो मेडिसिन एकदम परफेक्ट सिमिलर थी, उसको अर्टिकारिया यूरेंस दिया था, फिर आर्सेनिक दिया था, देन उसको मैंने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मेडिसिन दी थी अकॉर्डिंग टू हर टेम्परामेंट एंड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो इफेक्ट ऑफ दैट कि ओल्ड सिम्टम्स रीअपियर. एंड दिस इज द गुड इंडिकेशन कि अभी जो माइजम था उसका सोरा वो पूरा एनिहिलेट हो जाएगा. सो इन दैट केस यू हैव टू इंक्रीज योर पोटेंसी. अगर उसका अस्थमा, पहले तो हमको मेडिसिन नहीं देनी है. यू हैव टू कीप दैट पेशेंट ऑन द प्लासिबो इफ द सेम सिम्टम्स रीअपियर. दैट मीन पहले की जो आपने मेडिसिन दी थी इट इज नाउ शोइंग द रिकवरी. लेकिन वो सिम्टम्स इफ इट इज गेट वर्सन, अगर उसका अस्थमा बहुत ज्यादा वर्स हो रहा है, then we have to increase our potency of that well selected homeopathic medicine. So when the original symptoms return after the temporary disappearance of the medicine, then we have to repeat our medicine and we have to change our potency. So in this way we are also getting the same experience as जो केन को मिले थे. So he said that कि if the patient standstill condition में आता है या फिर old symptoms फिर से आते हैं, so in that case you can repeat your medicine and you can change your potency also according to the disease condition or the patient condition. So these are the certain points that we have discussed regarding the repetition of the doses. Now we will see the importance of the single medicine. So why we have to give the single medicine and what are the reasons behind that, we will see. That if you are giving the single medicine, then this is known as a monopharmacy, or the simplex rule we are following. But if you are giving the more than one medicine, that is known as the polypharmacy. Hahnemann was always against the mixing of two or more medicines at a time, as only the most similar or the minimum medicine is needed in the homeopathy. Hahnemann has this mentioned clearly in the certain aphorisms in the organon of medicine. Always we have to take the reference of organon because we do not have any fixed book. Our homeopathic pharmacies depend upon the organon of medicine. So he mentioned it clearly in the aphorisms 272, 273, 274. We have to use the single medicine. Single medicine, simple medicine at a time we have to use, which is given in the aphorism number 272. In the 273 he said that if the symptoms are very prominent, if it is a characteristic, then this is only the rational way to give or to prescribe the single medicine for that particular disease. Otherwise it will be the not a rational way of treatment, as the true physician is enabled to cure the natural disease safely, permanently. Then we have to prescribe only the simple medicine. We should not combine it with the another composition of medicine. We should not combine it with the another alkaloid. It is very wrong attempt to make it complex because this may causes the certain problems in the patient. Some physicians have tried the administration of the two medicines at a time, where the remedies are seems to be the homeopathy. For example, अगर during the complaints, if you are during the repetition, अगर आपको वहाँ पे दो similar medicines मिलते हैं, arsenic आपको एक मिल गया है, that arsenic you are having the pulsatilla also, दोनों भी patient के यहाँ एकदम similar है, but there is a slight demarcation is there. आर्सेनिक का जो रहेगा वो कोल्ड वाटर से एग्रीवेट होगा, और पल्सटीला पेशेंट जो रहेगा, दैट पेशेंट ऑल्सो वांट्स द कोल्ड थिंग्स, पेशेंट वांट्स कोल्ड थिंग, वो एग्रीवेट नहीं हो रहा है, द पेशेंट नीड्स ओपन एयर, सो स्लाइट डिमार्केशन वहां पे रहेगा। लेकिन वो छोड़ के इफ द फिजिशियन इज गिविंग द pulsatilla and arsenic alternately, then this will causes the complex disease. So anyone wants seriously to the physician, he do not use such polypharmacy, only use the single medicine at a time. Now we will see the reasons why we have to use the single medicine. So first reason is that the homeopathic medicines which are in the Materia Medica Pura, they are all the proved medicines. They are proved on the healthy human beings, and they are proved singly. They are not proved in a complex manner, and hence it is under the Materia Medica Pura. So we have to give, so if you are getting the literature of that medicine singly, not in the combined form, if you are having the characteristic symptoms of that medicine after the proving singly, then we have to give the medicine in the single form, so that you will get better result. Second is that the action of medicine is certain. For the pulsatilla, I know the pulsatilla will act on the female genital organs, or the pulsatilla lady always want to open here. So we know the fixed symptoms so that we can treat that fixed symptoms properly in the patient. But when you are mixing it, that became uncertain. Third thing is that the homeopathic medicine is administered singly so that its action will be complete, its action will be unmodified. जिसको जैसे काम करना है काम करने दो, उसको इंटरफियर मत करो. Once its action will get complete, then we will see कि उसने काम किया है बराबर या नहीं किया है. But let that medicine should be act completely without any modification, so that you will get the result of that medicine. Fourth one is that if one or more medicine are used, then it is very difficult to assess that patient or to judge that patient by the physician whether the symptoms are removed by the first medicine or the second medicine. रस्टॉक्स ने ठीक किया है या आर्सेनिक ने ठीक किया है, it is very difficult to assess that symptoms that patient. Then it is quite impossible to give the second prescription कि पहले मेडिसिन ने काम किया है तो उसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री देना है, उसकी कॉग्नेट देना है, या सेकंड मेडिसिन ने काम किया है तो उसकी कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री देना है when you are giving more than one medicine. So for the second prescription also it is not beneficial. Then application of polypharmacy for the longer period in a patient ultimately causes the artificial disease. So this artificial disease may be the drug disease that we call this as a iatrogenic disease. So drug disease अगर form होता है तो it is very difficult to cure. It is very difficult to handle that case. Then seventh is that in homeopathy the cure takes place in the form of the curative action. Once you give the medicine, that medicine will show, that is a primary action. The action of the medicine is a primary action, and the action of that vital force is a secondary action. So if you are giving the homeopathic medicine, the secondary action is a secondary curative action. If you are giving the allopathic medicine, then it is the secondary causative action. And so in the secondary curative action, due to the reaction of the vital force, if you are giving more than one medicine at a time, then वो vital force भी confuse हो जाएगा कि किसको react करूँ. And that vital force cannot react to 4 medicines at a time differently. So in that case, the cure will not be possible. So again, think of that vital force and its reaction. Next is that well-selected homeopathic medicine is capable of effecting cure, but administration of few more or the less similar medicine which causes the palliation of the symptom, and the cure we will not give to the patient. The prolonged palliation of such using unusual medicines may lead to the suppression of the patient. Then the comparison. The comparison of the symptoms of single medicine is easily done and can be observed easily. each medicine has its symptomatic individuality. So you can compare pulsatilla with that of the ignatia. You can compare the sepia with that of the ignatia. So comparison will be easy for you. Then the polypharmacy may leads to the palliation, and this palliation may leads to the suppression. In polypharmacy prescription, the many medicines when you are giving, देन इट्स कौन अगर आपको एंटीडोट करना है सो इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट कि कौन से मेडिसिन को आपको एंटीडोट करना है इफ इट इज रिक्वायर्ड. Then next is that it harms the other parts of the body. In monopharmacy, when the medicine does not harm or when that medicine is not working properly, then we can change our medicine, and if it is doing the harm, then we can antidote it very easily. But in the polypharmacy, we are not able to know which is acting and which medicine is to be given for the antidote of the mixture if any harmful effect is experienced. Then next is that the homeopathic in homeopathy, single medicine is administered in the minimum dose for the effective cure. But if the polyprescription or the polypharmacy on the large doses if you are giving, then this will causes the harmful effect. But by the single medicine, there will be a no harmful effect. The single medicine is quite enough to remove a disease, either simple or complicated. But it is not possible while the several medicines are administered at a time, because the mixture of medicine have not been proved on the healthy human beings that we have seen in the first point only, and such the symptoms they can produce in the same system is quite unknown to us, and hence single is more effective. Then the scientific data on the drug action or the estimation of curative drug action can be determined only when the medicine is administered singly. Alternating action or the rotation of remedies can be estimated, or can be we can estimate the alternating action of the medicine when you are giving the single medicine at a time. And the most important thing that we have seen, no such proving we have done previously, and we are not doing the proving by combining the medicine, and hence we have to give the single medicine to the patient at a time. So these are the certain reasons that we have to follow, and why we are giving the single medicine at a time. So this completes our posology. Today we have seen the important topic, that is the repetition of dose. सिर्फ repetition of dose पे भी 5 mark का question आता है. Remember that your exams are postponed. It is not cancelled. So though you will enter into the second year from next month probably, because I am also not aware of your timetable and what will happen. But you have to give the examination of first year, maybe 1 month or 2 months later when the situation will be a proper और some इसमें सुधार आ जाएगा. You have to give the examination of first year. आप enter तो हो जाओगे second year में. The studies will start maybe in the month of August, but your qualification is again a 12th pass, not the first year pass students. So you have to study your first year subjects. Along with that, you have to listen the second year also. जैसे एटी केटे में करते हैं ना कि सेकेंड ईयर के क्लासेस में बैठते हैं, बट दे हैव टू गिव द एग्जामिनेशन ऑफ द प्रीवियस ईयर. द सेम थिंग इज हैपनिंग विथ यू बिकॉज ऑफ दिस पैंडेमिक. तो आपको एनाटॉमी, फिजियोलॉजी एंड फार्मेसी पढ़ना ही है. दो यू विल गेट एंटर और यू आर I'm not saying you are promoted, but you are temporarily promoted in the second year. Okay, so this repetition of those or this posology, ये ऐसा मत सोचना कि only first year खत्म हो गया then it is over. Posology will come in the second year, third year, fourth year, and this posology is very much useful when you are doing the practice. The posology will come to you in the form of 12 observation. The posology will come to you in the form of the mental diseases and the one-sided diseases in the third year. along with the philosophy. In the fourth year, again, this posology will come to you in the form of repertory, in the form of जब आप कैंप में जाओगे या केस टेकिंग करोगे, सो एट दैट टाइम इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पेशेंट, जैसे मैंने कल ही बोला था, एवरी पेशेंट इज विल जस्ट लाइक अ एग्जामिनेशन टू यू. कोई सर्जरी का पेपर आएगा तो कोई गायनिक ऑप्स का पेपर आएगा. सो इन दैट केस अगेन दिस पोसोलॉजी इज वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट. So, though this is very primary level, but these points are only important. आप इसके आगे और पढ़ते जाओगे. 12 ऑब्जर्वेशन आप सेकेंड ईयर में पढ़ोगे. थर्ड ईयर में आप एच ए रॉबर्ट और स्टुअर्ट प्लस ने क्या कहा है सेकेंड प्रिस्क्रिप्शन के बारे में, वो पढ़ोगे. फोर्थ ईयर में आप वो पूरा नॉलेज अप्लाई करोगे. एंड इन द इंटर्नशिप ऑल्सो एंड इन द फ्यूचर लाइफ ऑल्सो विल अप्लाई दिस साइंस in the form of your skill, and that skill will then finally convert it into the art. So remember that the repetition of the doses should be done cautiously depending upon the condition and the progress of the patient. तो यहाँ पे आपको against 12 observation बहुत ज़्यादा काम भी आएंगे. The repetition आपको नहीं करना है when that patient feels better. कब करना है repetition? When the improvement ceases. या repetition अगर primary level पे patient है तो you can do the repetition. देन द नेचर ऑफ डिसीज देख के ही आपको रिपीटेशन करना है. इफ इट इज एक्यूट डिसीज, माइल्ड, मॉडरेट एंड सीवियर में इसको डिवाइड करके यू हैव टू रिपीट योर मेडिसिन. क्रॉनिक में भी मैंने कल आपको क्लासिफिकेशन दिया था, आर्टिफिशियल क्रॉनिक डिसीज, सूडो क्रॉनिक डिसीज एंड ट्रू क्रॉनिक डिसीजेस. सो सेम थिंग्स आर हियर. If it is a recent chronic disease, then you can give the higher potency, you can give the nozores also. But if it is the old chronic disease where deterioration is much more, you have to restrict yourself. यहाँ पे रिपीटेशन आपको ज्यादा नहीं करना है. And again, depending upon the classification, you have to decide your potency and you have to decide the repetition. Then the third thing is we have seen the nature of the remedy. जैसे nature of disease है वैसे ही nature of remedy है. So the most important weapon in our hand is the potency. You can increase the potency, you can decrease the potency. If you start with the higher potency, then you cannot come down. You will have to shift then to the 50 millisiemens scale. But if you are starting with the lower potency, then so many weapons in your hand. आप higher potency पे जा सकते हो and at the same time you can use the 50 millisiemens scale. So better you have to start from the lower potency or the medium potency and then jump over. So this potency is again important. Second is the duration of action. आप acute proved medicine acute condition में दे सकते हो, लेकिन medicine अगर chronic है तो उसका action देख के ही you have to repeat your medicines. आप sulfur repeated नहीं कर सकते हो. You cannot repeat the moxol. You cannot repeat sepia most in the frequently because its action is longer period तक रहता है and too much repetition will spoil the case. Third thing is the alternating action. The certain medicines, they will not show you the action in the primary action. The secondary action में ही वो आपको reaction देगी. So जो acute proved medicines है, Aconite है, Belladonna है, Bryonia है, Restrox है, so you have to repeat it क्योंकि उसका action भी कम है and they will give the result only in the secondary reaction. Then we have to use only the single medicine क्योंकि हमने proving भी वैसे ही किया है. मट्रीमेडी का प्यूरा में भी वही है सिंगल मेडिसिन. एक्शन सर्टन रहती है मेडिसिन की व्हेन यू आर गिविंग द सिंगल मेडिसिन. एक को ही काम करने दो, लेट हर फिनिश हिज वर्क, डू नॉट मॉडिफाई इट सो दैट यू विल गेट द बेड रिजल्ट. यू कैन असिस्ट दैट वर्क ऑफ मेडिसिन प्रॉपरली. सेकेंड प्रिस्क्रिप्शन के लिए दिस इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. 2-4 मेडिसिन आप एक साथ दे दोगे देन द सेकेंड प्रिस्क्रिप्शन इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. 12 ऑब्जर्वेशंस आपको यहाँ पे ऑब्जर्व करने नहीं मिलेंगे. Then this disease may causes the artificial disease. This may causes the drug disease. What we called it as a iatrogenic disease. If you are giving the polypharmacy, then vital force भी बेचारा अपना confuse हो जाएगा कि किसको react करे. If you are giving 4 to 5 medicines at a time, and this may leads to the suppression and the palliation of the case. Temporary relief patient को मिलेगा, हमेशा वो palliation होते जाएगा. So this may leads to the suppression. More and more serious organ will get involved and that patient became a complicated patient. Then we cannot do the comparison of the two medicines के बाप रे पहले मैंने आर्सेनिक दिया था तो आर्सेनिक से ये पेशेंट ठीक नहीं हुआ है, no, I have to change the potency or I have to change the medicine. ये आप comparison नहीं कर सकोगे. So here that case will not be fit in that case observation. Then the contraindicate करता है in the homeopathy because this is not following the laws of cardinal or the laws of homeopathy or the cardinal principles. Then it will causes the harm to other parts of the body. Unnecessarily you are giving the bombarding or you are giving the trouble to your vital force. So it will show its effect. Then it is difficult to do the antidote. जैसे मैंने कहा था लास्ट टाइम कि फॉस्फोरस लैकेसिस एंड सिलीशिया ये नहीं देना है प्यूटिबर्कुलर स्टेज में. इफ़ यू आर गिविंग ऑल दिस लैकेसिस तो आपको सीपिया का एंटीडोट करना है. तो आपने एक ही मेडिसिन दी थी, लेकिन अगर आपने लैकेसिस के साथ अगर उसको दूसरी कोई मेडिसिन दी है, सो इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट कि वो मेडिसिन का एंटीडोट करना है या लैकेसिस का एंटीडोट करना है. Then of course it will show the harmful effect if you are giving the polypharmacy, but when you are giving the single medicine it will not show any harmful effect. Always say that single is effective. We can judge the curative action of that medicine, and of course the proving we have done on the single medicine, and hence we have to give the single medicine at a time. So all these points that we have discussed in the posology related to the potency, related to the dose, and related to the repetition of the doses, they are important for your practice and for your academics also. So these are the important points regarding the posology and the homeopathic posology. So posology is nothing but the doctrine of the doses. By this study we will know how the potency should be selected and how the repetition should be. So these are the points. So if you have any doubt in this posology, you can ask me anytime. Again, I am showing the PPTs so that it will be easy for you to learn. It is easy for you to read it. All the points we have covered, because this posology comes for a 20-mark question. So we have to be more cautious and we have to divide this lesson properly. If 5 marks or 10 mark question base में आता है, so we have to do it. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. So the today's question is, give me the 3 points on the basis of which you can select your potency and you can repeat your medicines, and the certain kinds of observation on the basis of which you can repeat your medicine.